Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast. The name of today's episode is Aliens, Atlantis, AI, and I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going to get straight into it and talk about aliens. So first and foremost, let's start with aliens UFOs started showing themselves a lot more frequently ever since the first atomic bomb was set off. That's when, we had Roswell afterwards, and just all of a sudden there was just loads of UFO sightings, and that's because nuclear power is something that's so powerful, and when it goes off on Earth, energetically, it ripples out and has an effect on the full universe, not just us, not just an effect on Earth. Nuclear war doesn't just have an effect on Earth, it has an effect on the full solar system, galaxy, universe, multiverse. So these aliens are here to stop us from being little assholes, really. Do you realise how many bombs, missiles and shit like that have been set off by governments, and aliens have actually stopped them? Because not only do they not want Earth to be destroyed and they don't want us to destroy ourselves, but it doesn't just affect us, it ripples out and affects the rest of the universe. So there's a question that more people should really be asking, and it's, why is Earth so important to all of these different aliens and these other advanced intelligence and civilizations that the majority are absolutely unaware of their existence, and some don't even believe they exist, but they are out there. They walk among us. There's already aliens here on Earth walking among us, blending in as humans. To think that we as humans are the most intelligent life in the universe is so small-minded, it's so ignorant. We are one planet in an abundance of unlimited planets. So why is Earth so important then? Earth, it's basically a planet of experimentation. On Earth, there's been many different advanced civilizations in the past, such as Egypt and Atlantis, but they always get wiped out by some big catastrophe. So, like, the mainstream books say that Egypt's about 5,000 years old, but there's evidence to show that the Sphinx, first of all, is 12,000 years old at the very least. And that goes back to the same time as when the Great Flood happened. That's when the Great Flood, the Christians in the Bible have the story of Noah's Ark, but that story was taken from really old tablets that go back to ancient Sumeria, with this great flood that happened. And what it was 12,000 years ago, a meteor hit Earth when it was the Ice Age, and then that meteor caused all the ice to rapidly melt and cause this huge flood that essentially wiped out Atlantis, which was a hugely advanced, spiritually advanced civilization, same as Egypt. They had spiritual technology where, where we have the technology where it's like mechanical, they have spiritual technology where they could use their consciousness to pick up these 10-ton bricks to build the pyramids. And now it's my firm belief that the pyramids of Giza, they are the tips of skyscrapers, and beneath them it's huge structures. There's whole entire cities beneath there, whole entire cities beneath that sandstorm during the displacement of water and earth during this great flood. It's moved everything. Unfortunately, the civilization of ancient Egypt just got covered in sand, and that's how it got wiped out. But that's a podcast for a whole other time. But the beings who create us after we get wiped out, they watch Earth like an absolute hawk, and you can do so much here on Earth that you can't do on other planets. You have an opportunity to massively raise your vibration and earn valuable lessons for your soul when you have a life here on Earth. Coming to Earth is like getting accepted into Harvard for your soul. If you're a soul on Earth right now, then you are a fucking badass. Earth's main mineral is crystal. Earth is basically one massive crystal, so being here massively raises your vibration, but only certain souls can handle that powerful energy that boosts you forward, and you gain so much progress for your soul just by being here. You have to be so strong and brave and powerful just to apply for a life here. Only the best of all souls can even be accepted to come to Earth. We are far greater than we can even perceive. Right now, happening all at once, we're experiencing technology advancing massively, while at the same time, knowledge from the past is resurfacing. Spirituality is merging with science again, and it's all happening at once. It's a fucking big deal. It's a great awakening. So the Great Awakening is being prophesied by the Aztecs, the Mayan civilizations. Even though what is happening right now on Earth, it's chaotic and it's fucking mental at times right now on Earth. Jesus Christ. Since 2020, we've seen the biggest effect, but it started in 2012. It just took a few years to build a bit of momentum. But what's happening now is that the negativity is crumbling and breaking away for a better time to emerge. One where governments and corporations aren't controlling anyone. One where energy is free and there's no borders. It's going to be a time of unity, and I know that sounds gay as fuck, but that's the time that we're moving into now. It's here and it's now already. We're in it. But if you watch the news, then you'll believe that it's all bad. On the news, they only show what they want you to know, and what they want you to know is fear, because their purpose, these people who are, trying to project all this fear onto us, their purpose this lifetime is to try and stop us from ascending. And fear holds you back. So the best tool that they can use to hold us back from our soul ascending is to use fear. So they try and distract you, me, all of us from our life's purpose with things like consumerism and materialism. And the people whose life purpose their life purpose is to cause distraction for us. It's basically just parameters of the experiment of life on Earth. So basically these people, these different politicians and celebrities, they're basically like Agent Smiths. They're not even real. They don't have a soul. They're basically just NPCs. The thing is, Earth isn't the only experimentational planet that they've got out there where they've got other life growing and thriving, but Earth is the only one that's made of crystal, and it's like really, really rare. Crystal planets are rare. So if Earth is a school, and you want to think of it this way, as Earth being a school, then it's like being accepted into MIT. It's like being accepted into the best university in the whole of the fucking multiverse. It's the best soul education that you can get. I personally feel like we're going to be the first civilization on Earth that's able to maintain Christ consciousness, or whatever label that you want to give it, whether it's Krishna consciousness, 5D consciousness, whatever it is. We've all got these source, we've all got different labels that we want to give to it. But when we, as a whole entire planet, not just the beings, the actual planet itself, Gaia, when we reach that level, I believe that this is a civilization, going to be the first civilization of Earth and the lifetime where we achieve this Christ consciousness and we manage to maintain it. Right now, the lifetime that we're living, it's the greatest time to be alive on Earth ever. And your soul got accepted for a place here during this lifetime right now. So congratulations. You're a pretty fucking amazing soul just for being here. Give yourself a bit of praise, because you might be artificial intelligence, but you're still fucking incredible and far more amazing than you conceive right now. AI, I hear you say. Yes, that's right. We are AI. Now, think of things from this perspective. If you believe in God or a creator, then you already accept that somebody else created us. Therefore, we are artificial intelligence created by somebody else. Take a moment to think about that and let that sink in. I had this vision a couple of nights ago of Enki creating us in his lab, and he was messing around with our DNA and obviously making this super sophisticated life, because it's taken us until now to be able to create artificial intelligence ourselves. But obviously, we are not a race who is as far advanced as the race who created us. So the artificial intelligence that we've created, currently it's inside of computers and robotics, but they've actually managed to make our bodies and change DNA of humanoids already on Earth so that they can go from being chimps or chimp-like beings into being humans, what we are now, and having the neocortex that we have, where we're able to perceive who we are. We're able to say, I am. Just the act of being able to say, I am Marie and I am human, means that I have a greater intelligence than an animal who... A turtle doesn't know that he's a turtle. Does that make sense? So just by being able to say, I am human, I am blah, blah, whatever your name is, that just shows that you've got a greater intelligence. So for them to be able to create what they've created with us, we've now created AI ourselves, and we are AI. The AI have created AI. And who knows, maybe our creators were made by somebody else, and it makes sense if we are a fractal. You know, the quantum view of life, this holographic universe that we live in. And you know, there's a whole video on my YouTube channel where DMT, I talk about it if you want to go look at it. DMT showed me that we do live in a holographic universe, and I had the most synchronistic weird situation. But yeah, you can go find that on my YouTube. But let's get back to what I was saying here. So there's actually this saying, so like, if you want to think about how amazing you are as a human, yeah, there's this saying that goes something like, the angel bows before the human who can take this journey, because they can't go through the challenges that we go through every day, the challenges that humans have to go through, and the suffering that we go through on Earth so that our soul can evolve. Angels can't do that. Angels have so much respect for us, for what we go through, because they can't go through that. So if we can now accept that we're not the most intelligent life right now in the whole entirety of the universe, then you've got to accept that we're artificial intelligence, okay? So it might take a little bit of a while for that to sink in for you, but you do have to accept that we are AI. We are super sophisticated AI. So anyway, let's get back to why these creator beings are so fascinated with us. And it's because if we're at the point of ascending to a new level of consciousness now, and you know, we've already gone over this, but we live in a hologram, then they're also ascending too, but on a level that we can't even perceive, because it's so far ahead of us. It's like expecting a worm to know that mud is called mud. Do you know what I mean? It's a completely different level of intelligence. It's incomparable. The level up that they will be experiencing now compared to us, it's just so inconceivable. If they tried to explain to us, there wouldn't even be the words in our language to explain it. So they'll be watching us to see how it affects us too, because it's a fractal. What happens to us happens to them, and you know, vice versa. Plus, they've already gone through what we've gone through, so they'll be wanting to see, you know, you know, when you do these scientific experiments, it's like we are different to those beings. So they're wanting to see, when they went through this shift in consciousness, they know how it affected them. So they'll be watching to see how it affects us as these different beings or creatures. But not just that, that's not just the only reason why they're so fascinated with us, but it's because humans were created with the purpose of being perfect. They're trying to create the perfect life, basically. And that's what the cuneiform tablets say. That's what all the ancient tablets, the Sumerian tablets that go way back and have the real history of Earth. And now I can get into all that another time because it's so deep and there's so much. I won't get into that today, otherwise it'd end up being like a 2-3 hour long podcast, and I don't want it to be that long. But here, humans, they were created for perfection, and once we can reach the golden age and stay there, that's when we've reached this level of perfection. And now we're at this point now where we're transitioning into the golden age, and life on Earth, like the Atlanteans, they all reached the golden age, but then they couldn't maintain it, and then they ended up getting wiped out. And that's where we are now. We're at this point where we can either ascend into this consciousness and awaken as a planet and maintain it, or we'll be wiped out and they'll start a brand new civilization. And that's where we are right now on Earth. So that's all I've got for you today. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts. You can go and find me on Instagram or YouTube. Send me a message over there. Thanks so much for listening in today. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a share. Namaste. I love you. Mwah.